So, I have a question. What makes a good story? Is it the start? Is it the ending? Is it the people involved in between? Is it the simple progression of what happens during that story? Or is it maybe the principles that are demonstrated in that story? To this question, there's definitely a lot of different answers, but a very well-known mythologist, an American called Joseph Campbell in 1949, wrote a book called A Hero with a Thousand Faces. Now, the premise of the book is that over history, over time, in different cultures, different societies, there has always been a heroic role and a journey which is played amongst that. Every hero follows the same path. You've got your starting out, your call to adventure, coming out into a new scary place, and you're faced with challenges, you're faced with obstacles, you're coming into contact with new people, you're doing new things, you're having more self-knowledge and awareness of who you are. And basically what Joseph Campbell is saying is that every single person throughout history follows along this same structure, this what's called an archetype. So in psychology, there's a well-known man known as Carl Jung, and he creates these things called archetypes. And what an archetype is, it's this subconscious, almost mental image, this something that every single individual adheres to that describes or explains behavior and personality and characteristics. And he's got, I think there's about 10 to 12 different archetypes, which kind of summarizes every single person. So it's a type of story, this hero that goes on this adventure, and as I said, they go through these different steps, which ultimately leads to them returning to where they came from and having something new, what they call a boon, so something that they can deliver to others, or a gift that they can give to other people around them in their life. Now, I was thinking about this idea of these stories of heroism and these, a hero with a thousand faces, and what that actually looks like. And I was thinking about it. We as people, we are natural storytellers. Every single one of us, since the beginning of time, we have told stories. Back thousands of years ago in Egypt or Greece, different cultures of ancient times, they told stories through pictograms or hieroglyphics, or simply through oral presentation. You look at the Romans, they had massive stadiums, massive podiums where you'd have people speaking. And to this day, nothing has changed. We still have people telling stories. Every one of our lives, in some way, if you think about it, is this story. And look, I'm not here to talk about, I don't want to be the classic inspirational, encouragement, motivational talk here, but it really made me think, and I was like, well, don't we all follow that story? Don't we all follow that story of that call to adventure, of having these challenges and these obstacles in our way? We spend our entire lives going on this process of self-discovery, of understanding more about who we are, about the people around us, about how we interact with the people around us and the world around us. And it made me think, if we are all storytellers, what story am I telling? To the people, to my children, to the generations before me, to the people around me even, when I'm older, what story am I telling about who I am, and what am I creating? And it really got me thinking. I was really excited to talk about this in this video because it made me think. I was like, wow, I have the power and the control to decide where I take my life and what story and what my story looks like. And so it made me pose the question, like, what is my story? What is your story? What is our story as people? What are we doing? What are people going to know us for in 100 years time, or even 10 years time, or 1,000 years time? It doesn't really matter. Just real quickly, I want to read out to you what Campbell describes as the story, the classic follow through, which he calls a monomyth. So it says, a hero ventures forth from the world of common day into a region of supernatural wonder. Fabulous forces are there encountered, and a decisive victory is won. The hero comes back from this mysterious adventure with the power to bestow boons on his fellow man. And so once again, I read that, and yeah, it uses words like supernatural or coming into this new world from a common day. And it sounds all mystical and superstitious and whatnot, but if you think about it, like, the life that we live, the steps that we go through as a child, as an infant, as a teenager, as an adolescent, as a young adult, coming to adulthood, coming into the middle of our life, going into our senior years, if you think about it, like, it's the same story. Take puberty, for example. That was a mysterious supernatural world for me. Things were going on that I didn't know what was going on. And for me, that was me stepping into I guess, innocence and content where I was with my life, and then my body naturally, or my mind, realized things were beginning to change. And I think every single one of us does that journey of coming into a new place, of being called to this adventure, whether or not we like it. It happens. But it simply made me ask, what do I want to be known for? And so my question to you guys is, what would you like to be known for? Do you want to be known as a person that is impatient or gets frustrated or angry easily? Do you want to be known as a person that can't make time for others or can't look past themselves? And it's not meant to be a condemning or a painful question to ask. I think it's just a really good question that each one of us should be asking as we go along life, as we encounter new people and do new things. For me, when I was thinking about this, I was kind of thinking about the past 6 months of where I've come from, what led to me being right here, this room, but again, more metaphorically, what led me to being where I am in my life, with my work, with studies, with my relationships, with family, and so on and so forth, and self-discovery. And it was a really big eye-opener for me, because I had to think about the different things that have influenced me, the things that have shaped me, the things that have changed the way that I view the world or the way that I interact with other people. And it's humbling in a sense, because I look at it and I go, wow, there's so much going on that influences me, that has created me to be a person that I actually like. A year ago, I had things going on where I wasn't a huge fan of myself, but I'm slowly moving into a place where I am asking myself hard questions and challenging questions, and I'm not just taking things for granted. And it's difficult and it sucks sometimes, always questioning things, but I also think it's something that we should all try to practice to some degree, because it allows us to understand ourselves, to understand, once again, the people around us and the relationships that we have. So ultimately, we are all storytellers. Every single one. Humans gain meaning. Humans gain understanding. Humans gain relevance and a reference point through storytelling. Everything that we know is through stories. The principles and the understanding of what makes a human what they are is through storytelling. If you look at a TV, that is our way of telling stories. You look through Netflix, it's called a library because it stores stories. A movie or a book, they're still stories. It's just our way of expressing, again, a principle or a thought or a feeling or an emotion. So think about it. Think about where you are. Think about where you've been. Think about where you're going. Think about what you are doing with your life. Is it something that you are happy with? And again, it's not meant to be a condemning thought. It's simply meant to put things into perspective and go, I am in control of my journey. Now, I'm not saying this is the only way. I'm not saying this is the truth. I'm not saying this is absolute. I'm simply questioning my own thoughts, and I'm questioning things from my perspective. It's just stuff that I'm coming to terms with. And I don't mean to say that other ways of thinking are wrong. I'm definitely aware that doing a channel starting like this where I'm talking about big questions, I have to be really careful that I can't lead you guys on in the sense that I believe this is absolute, because I definitely don't. And I've already seen that people have questioned or thought that my viewpoints have been interesting, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I guess that's the whole part of it. Again, we're all on different stories in a different path. Yeah, I am really excited to see what you guys have to say about this. Once again, guys, I just want to ask the question, what did you think? But that is all for this video, guys. Once again, thank you for watching. I was super excited to film this. I got out of bed this morning and I was jittering because I had all these thoughts that I wanted to get out, and I was like, yes, I'm so excited to do another video. But I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Holy guacamole, it is my second one done. I can't explain to you guys how nerve-wracking it actually is. I didn't think it would be. I kind of thought, oh, I'm getting in front of a video. I'm not actually seeing anyone's face. I was like, yeah, this will be a breeze. But it's hard work getting in front of the camera. I don't know, I'm still getting used to it. Guys, I just wanted to thank people very much for the awesome positive response that I got from that first video. I had people messaging me, like friends and family, sharing the video and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. I was blown away. I didn't expect the really cool, encouraging, positive response that I got from the general community of people that watched it. Now, on that note, guys, I didn't really mention it in my last video, and I never really understood it, but I would love to ask you guys to subscribe, to share this video on whatever platform that might be, because I will shamelessly cross-promote. I will continue to upload links on my Facebook, but I'd rather not. I'd rather you guys do that for me, so I don't have to be that shameless cross-promoter. But it makes a big difference when people are sharing it, and I really appreciate the people that did share it. It really helped, it meant a lot, and it was really cool just to see the feedback that I got on that. Also, I made a few changes. If you guys noticed, I wasn't running around the house and swirling around in circles because a few people commented that I made it feel a bit motion sick and stuff like that. So I think for the future, I'll either just stick to staying stationary, or if I'm going for a walk outside at the local lake or something, I'll do it there where there's less movement. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and actually taking the time to listen, because it's just one thought, it's one perspective, it's just one person's idea on all this. And I just really want to drive the fact that I'm not saying this is right, I'm not saying this is the only way in thinking. It's just my thoughts, but that's enough on that. I will hopefully see you guys in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys soon.